Salut! It's Ahi and here's another tutorial. This time is for Back to Herman by Damien Rice, one of my own favorites. I actually made a cover of this song before, you can find it on my channel. So, the moment I finally figured out one way to play this song properly, I knew I had to make a tutorial. Because you might have noticed there aren't many proper tutorials available online for this song. And that kinda makes sense, that's mostly because Damien Rice doesn't really play the song in the exact same way twice. His live versions are slightly different from each other and even from the original recording. You know, the timing, the picking, the dynamics, it all changes depends on how he feels in a moment. And honestly, that won't make him who he is. That's the beauty of his work. Everything feels so live. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there isn't like one single correct way to play this song. What I'm gonna show you is just my version, based on the original recording and few live performances. And I recommend you use it more as a clue, the starting point and a strict guide, and try to build your own version. Alright, let's get into it. The chord progression basically stays the same through the entire song. It's gonna be E minor, and then A minor, and then C, and G6, and B7. And G6 is just G, just without dealing with the first two strings. Yeah, and for the intro, I like to keep the piano parts in the original recording. Damien Rice usually just skip that part in his live performances and jump straight to the verses, but there was no way I was gonna leave it out, so I tried to bring those feelings onto the guitar as closely as I could. It's not very accurate, but it's close enough, and it's gonna sound like this. Okay, and for explaining this part, we have to get a tiny bit into theory. I know some of you might hate hearing it, but don't worry, I'll keep it as simple as possible. And good news is that we're gonna use the same chord progression, so you're not gonna overthink which note I'm playing. You're gonna think about which strings I have to play and when. And for that, as I was playing it, I kinda hear it more like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, kind of like a slow waltz. And it didn't really sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to me. So I think the time signature for the intro and the outro, unlike the other parts of the song, is 3/4 time. So 3/4 basically means that we're gonna have 3 beats in each measure, like 3 click of metronome in each measure, and we're gonna have 3 quarter notes. And some part of the melody needs that we use like 2 8 notes instead of 1 quarter note, like split 1 beat for 2 notes, okay? And I break down the melody beat by beat for you, so you know what I'm saying. Like the second you like know how to play it, it all makes sense. So for the first part, we're gonna have E minor. We take the E minor shift and don't let it go. We're gonna hit the 5 and 3, the first string and the third string, 5 and 3 in one beat, like. And on the second beat, we're gonna hit the second string, and on the third beat, we hit the third string. 1, 2, 3, okay? And on the next measure, we're gonna hit the first string, and then on a second beat, we're gonna have 2, 3. On a third beat, we're gonna have 2, 3. So it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then we're gonna have 5 and 2, 3, 2, 3. And we do the same for A minor too. We change chords and we do the same. Okay? And after this, we go for the C chord, and the arrange will change. It's gonna be like 1, 5 and 3 on the first beat, 2 and 1 on a second beat, and then 2 and 3 on a third beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then instead of the fifth string, we hit the fourth string and do the same 2, 3, 2, 3. And we do the same for G6 too, just instead of the 5 and 4, we deal with 6 and 5. Okay? And then we go for B7, and it's gonna be 5, 4 in one beat, and then 2, 3 on one beat, and 2, 3 on one beat. Okay? So yeah, that's the intro, and we're gonna use the same melody for the outro too, and we're gonna use most part of this for the verses too. So the thing is, on our verses, when we're gonna get to the C, G6 and B7, we use the same thing that I said. But for E minor and A minor, I have 3 different patterns, and they're all so close to each other, but there's really small differences between them. The simplest pattern and the first pattern is that we get the shape of the chord E minor, we hit the 5th string, and then we wait for one beat, and then we double pluck on a 2nd string and a 3rd string, like this. So as I said, the verses and the choruses, I didn't say it. The verses and the chorus gonna have 4/4 time signature, and it means we're gonna have 4 beats in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna be 1, 2, you rest, you stay silent, and 3, 4. And on the 4th time that we want to play, instead of double plucking on a 2nd string and a 3rd string, we do the 2, 3, 2, 3 that you know. For C and G6 and B7, we do the same as we said in the intro. I play it after it all, but it was the first pattern. The second pattern is almost the same. Instead of staying silent on a second beat, we hit the 4th string, so it's gonna be like. The second pattern, and a third pattern is that instead of the double pluck on a 2nd string and a 3rd string, we do that 2, 3, 2, 3, as you know. So it's gonna sound like this. And the rest, okay? So it all kind of sounds the same, but the really small differences make really big differences. So it all gonna sound like this if it goes along with the lyric. The look of hunger in a woman with hate is enough to lift an old man from his knees, like the piece of a puzzle he's been looking for. He was leaning to die and now he's coming back for more. There's a look, a woman when she gets you alone. You can't see what's coming, but there's blood in your bone. There's powder in your pocket and chips in doesn't often happen, but it happened to me. Okay? Yeah, I used two of the pattern, but you can use which one is okay. Yeah, for the chorus we use the same chord progression, but we have two different strumming patterns. You can pick the one that you're more comfortable with. I tell you why I like one more than the other one. The first one is one full down, one half down, one full, one half up, and one half down, like this. Okay, and between chords we, instead of doing like half up down, we do one full down, one half up, one full down, one half up. So it's gonna sound like this. Okay, so yeah, and it was the first pattern, the neat one, the stable one. And the second pattern is one full down, one half down, and then two half up, like this. Okay, and as you can hear it, it's kind of limping. It's kind of like not very sure. It's unstable. You can feel the anxious in the second one, you know, like the desperate feelings in it. And I think this one suits the lyrics so much more. Then she goes back to her man, and by the end of the song we know she don't love him no more. And I don't think it must be very neat and stable and sure as the first pattern was. I think the second way was so much better for the lyric, but which one you choose is just your choice. I respect it. So if it goes along with the lyric, it's gonna be like, then she goes back to her man, back to her man, back to her man. Okay? And yeah, I don't show you the limping why it took time, but yeah, anyway, we go for the second verse. It have the same pattern that we use for the first verse, but I just play it once with the lyrics so you know when to change the chords, okay? There's a look of war in the way that you go, but the lead in your arrow is loose, don't you know? Whatever you got, you lost in a game of picking your own pocket for someone to blame. There may be nothing above the arc of love, depending on who you're dreaming of. You can't escape when it feels like rain, but who's raping who? Okay, yeah, I kind of messed it up, but yeah, anyway, and after this we play the chorus one more time, and after that we get to that part, that epic ending, she don't love him no more. That's the same chord progression, that's the same strumming pattern. I'll just play it once so you know when to change the chords. I always keep repeating things, yeah. And she goes back to her man, back to her man, back to her man. She don't love him, she don't love him no do the intro one more time as the outro. Nothing's gonna change. We're almost there. Congratulations! You know how to play this song now? But before you leave, I just wanted to talk to you for a second. Ever since I started this channel, I've been posting every single week, sometimes even 2-3 times a week. And I never ever said see you next week until my last video. And when I finally said it, boom, complete internet blackout in my country due to war for months. My life generally jumped back to a time before internet existed. So yeah, I'm sorry for disappearing like that. Apparently every time I try making promises, the universe takes it personally. Yeah, but when I finally came back and saw your messages, your comments, a lot of you saying that you've been waiting for me and supporting me and appreciating what I do, honestly that means a lot to me. Way more than what I can properly describe. And yeah, thank you so much for your patience and your support and still being around. Yeah, love you guys, and hopefully this time I actually will see you next week, I guess. Yeah, bye bye.